In this video, I'm going to show you the best and safest way to test different plugins and themes, and I'm also going to use this process to test a new version of Elementor, which has inline editing. I'm going to show you how to do this the safest way and the way that I do it. Hi, my name is Adam from WPCrafter.com, where I release a ton of content to help you get better results with WordPress faster. If you're new here, consider clicking on the subscribe button for video notifications. Click on the bell, and everything I talk about, I'll put a link to in the video description box down below. So a new version of Elementor is in beta, and I'm going to show you how to get access to these beta versions and test them on your website or just test them in general. And I'm going to show you how I do it. And of course, we're going to look at some of these inline editing features that are coming to Elementor very, very soon. So here is Elementor's page right here on WordPress.org. Now, they just recently announced that this beta version is available. So I'm going to show you how to download it to your computer first. So a quick note, they actually just hit today 300,000 active installations, which is a pretty huge accomplishment if you ask me. So, all right, so we're on the page right here, and you can click download, but if you click on this download button, it's just going to download the most recent live ready to go version. It's not going to get you that beta version that they have made available. To get to that, we need to do something a little different. We need to scroll down and click right here where it says Advanced View. And then when I scroll down just a little bit underneath all of these impressive stats, right here says Previous Versions. Now, if we go on the drop down, here are all the prior versions, and this is for any plugin or theme on WordPress. You can go here and get these prior versions of them. Now, in this case, we're going to get version 1.8-RC1. RC stands for Release Candidate. So this is a beta, but they think it's close to being final, so they call it a Release Candidate, and this is the first version of it. And right underneath it here is the most recent stable version. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on Download, and it's now going to be on my computer. So now let's talk about the easiest way or the best way to start testing this. Now, one way to do that would be to, if you have, say, a test website already with Elementor installed on it, you can disable Elementor, delete it, and then upload this version and activate it, and everything that you've created in an Elementor, including your settings, should be completely retained. Or there is this plugin I actually use on my website. I love it. It's called Easy Theme and Plugin Upgrades. And what this does is you don't have to do the disable, delete process if you're going to be replacing a plugin or a theme. You would just go to Add New. It would realize a plugin with the same name is already there, and it will create a backup of that and then remove it. And then put the one that you've just updated or you've just uploaded, and installed. I love this plugin. It's pretty awesome for that. Now, what I'm going to show you how to do is install it with this program called Local by Flywheel, and it's right here. But I'm actually, unfortunately, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I meant to show you how you can get beta versions when the developer has not made a beta version available. Now, Elementor and most plugin creators, what they do is they use a service called GitHub. And for example, in this example of Elementor, you can type the name of the product, type GitHub into Google, and it's going to pull it up on GitHub. So I'm going to go ahead and click into this. Now I'm going to try to make some of this make sense to you. It's to someone that's not a coder, not a developer. Some of this can be a little confusing. So I've actually been using this version of Elementor before they made it available on the WordPress.org site. And this is how I got it. You just go to Elementor GitHub. It's going to take you to this page. Now, when you scroll down, you see a bunch of things. Let me show you what to click on. You'll click right here where it says branches. So I clicked on that. And then right here is the different branches or the different versions of Elementor that are currently being developed. This is public information. I'm not letting any secret cat out of the bag. All these developers are using the same thing. So when you do this, it's going to show you the master branch, and this is what's available and out right now. But then you have these other branches right here. Now, in the case of Elementor, we are using this right here, this 1.8 version. And all you would have to do is click on it right here. And then right here where it says clone or download, go to the drop down, click on download zip, and essentially it downloads the plugin to your computer. There'll be a couple extra files in it. They don't harm anything. They don't take up any additional space, and it's totally fine to use the version that you're getting directly from GitHub. Now, this is going to be the very most recent version. So the version I downloaded from WordPress.org was packaged up and put there yesterday, but this version is going to include any fixes from yesterday to today in real time. And you can actually just scroll down here and see that it's making some notes of files that have been updated. And these are typically things that have been fixed. So right here, it says 7 hours ago. Right here, it says 12 hours ago, et cetera, 7 hours ago. So this is the actual live development version of it that codes and fixes and modifications are currently occurring. So all of this stuff, this beta stuff, and especially what you would get right here, what I'm showing you on GitHub, you probably don't want to run that on your live website. Just throwing that out there in case you are thinking it's a good idea. I'll suggest to you not to use it. So this is how you can see the various branches of any plugin that is currently on GitHub, and you could just go to Google and search the name of plugin GitHub, and it will take you to their GitHub repository, just like you saw me do here with Elementor. Also, there's a way of seeing the current issues with a particular version and opening up issues. There's this tab right here that says issues. You can click on it and you can open up a new issue. Now, this isn't really a support desk, then they typically have a format they want you to stick to, and you really want to do your best to stick to that to make it as easy as possible for the developer to process the bug that you are reporting. And you can actually see some of the notes specific to that version, those different versions, by going to where it says milestones. And so if I clicked right here on 1.8, it's going to show me everything that's over and relates to version 1.8. Now, what's interesting about this is you can, now some plugin developers, they have their paid version of their plugins just sitting on GitHub, and they do that on purpose so that people can have an opportunity to go there and improve, submit code changes and things like that. A good example of that would be Restrict Content Pro. Let's see. There I just entered Restrict Content Pro, which is a membership plugin, and I click right here and you could literally download it straight off of GitHub. And that's because this software is all open source anyway. If a developer didn't want you accessing it this way through GitHub, they could make the GitHub repository private, and they only open that up to people that they want to open it up to. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I think is the best thing, is to install and test everything in a local development environment. And what I use for all my videos is this free program. They have it for PC and for Mac. It's called Local by Flywheel. Now, I already have this installed, and I'm going to go right now and put together a fresh, clean version of WordPress, and we're going to test this inline editing on it. A note for a future video, there is this new plugin and service that I'm going to be trying called localsync.io. And what this will actually allow you to do is sync between a local install on your local computer and your live website. So this is something that you could look forward to in the future. So here is my Local by Flywheel installation. You can see I have all these different test installations here. I will create them, do what I need them for, and then delete them all the time. So you can see some of the stuff I'm currently working on here. Now, all I have to do is click on this little plus, and then I can give the site a name. So I just named it Elementor Inline Editing. Then I click on continue, and then you could choose your environment. I have this custom one set up. I always recommend clicking on custom and use an environment where the PHP version is on 7. You could leave the rest the same or whatever testing you want. Then go ahead and click on continue. And then right here, it's going to say what do you want us to set the username, password, and email to. I have this set in here by default, just site admin, password site admin. And then click on add site, and it's going to do some things. It's going to pop this little window up for me on my Mac and ask me for a password. All right, I've entered that in. I'm going to click OK. It is adding it, and you can see right here it's doing a bunch of different things. And in just a few seconds, I'm going to have a WordPress installation right now. It's almost done. It is almost done. You can see it's pretty quick, and there it is. So here it gives me all of my stats, and I can go here and I can stop this different test installation if I wanted, or I can leave it started. So, and here's some tools. I can look at the database, and I can add an SSL certificate. There's so many cool things that you could do. So here it is. I'm going to just go right now. If I click on, you would just click on admin, and it will open up a new tab in your web browser or view site. For me, if I click on that, it's going to open up in a different web browser, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go DEV, and it's going to show my WordPress installation, and I'm going to do /WP admin like that. Hit enter, and it's going to take me to the login. You saw my username and password. Site admin, and here we are. I'm in this full development version right here. You can see .dev. It's literally installed on my local machine. One little side note, one of the reasons I really like Local by Flywheel, obviously the price is right. It doesn't cost anything, but it has this really neat feature right here. It says live link. So if I click on this, it's going to give me a live link that I can give someone, and they'll be able to basically have access to this local installation on my local machine, even though I'm behind multiple firewalls and routers and things of that nature. So that's really cool if you're working on customers' websites, or you're developing for clients or customers, or you're creating something and you want to get someone's opinion, you can use this live link feature. Okay, enough of that. That's it for Local by Flywheel. I do have a full video on that. Probably have 2. So I'm going to go to plugins, add new, and then I'm going to go on upload plugin because I downloaded it to my local machine. So all I have to do is drag and drop that across and over. Here it is. This is what I downloaded. I'm going to click on install now, and you're going to see that I will have this test version of Elementor on my website. I'm going to go ahead and activate it. Another option, what you could do is use a backup plugin or a migration plugin, like all-in-one migration. I have a video on how to move a website. You can use all-in-one migration. It's a free plugin, and you can go on your live website, create a backup of it, and then restore it here in Local by Flywheel, and then you could test the new beta versions on your website so you know what to expect when it goes live. Anyway, so here we go. I have it right here, version 1.8, and it's the release candidate. It's now live on my website. Let me go ahead and put a preferred theme in really quick. If you've been following the blog for any time, you know I'm a big fan of the Astra theme. It is made to work with any page builder, and it works fantastic with Elementor. So it's here in this popular list somewhere. I just need to scroll down and find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and install and activate Astra really quick, and then we will test this inline editing. Now, I really believe that inline editing is a huge feature. I want to tell you why. Okay, obviously there's the convenience factor, the intuitiveness of it, but also I think we're getting to a stage where if you want to make more engaging blog content, you're going to want to start creating that in a page builder. Before, I was always a little standoffish on it, but now with inline editing, it makes it practical to have long form content. So imagine before with Elementor, if you wanted to have long form content, every bit of text is in a little box off to the left, which is kind of a pain in the butt for long form content. Now with inline editing, it's going to be ideal for creating engaging blog posts that are long form content. Okay, so I'm going to go to pages. Let's go ahead and add a new page. Let's just call this home. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on publish. And I'm going to go ahead and click on edit with Elementor. And we are now using this beta version. So essentially what inline editing is I can drag, say, this heading right here, and I can click on it like this, and you see I can start editing it. But you see it's in beta. The editing options for the words are being cut off a little bit by the header here. These are little bugs that are going to need to be worked through. I bet if I duplicated this a couple times to get it a little lower, say right here, there's a more accurate representation. So I can go here and just literally start typing away. And you see, as I type here, it's also added into this box right there. This is inline editing. I can highlight a word. I can make it bold. And you can see it adds the little snippet of code to make it bold, which really was difficult if you were new to website building, because you see it needs to wrap this little bit of code in there. It doesn't really show as well in a headline because it's controlled by the style. And you can italicize like that, and you can underline just like that. And you see how easy that was. I would like to see more options of maybe adding color on specific areas. Let's see what happens when I restore one of the templates, which would probably give us a better idea of this inline editing and the different modules that it actually works with. Now, I'm using the free version of Elementor, so I can't download any of these pro templates. If you don't have Elementor Pro, visit WPCrafter.com/Elementor. That will take you to a page that I have where I talk about a course that I will give you for free if you were interested in purchasing Elementor. So let's take a look at this right here. This is a nice one for a web developer. I'm going to go ahead and click on insert like that. It's going to take a sec because it's downloading it, and it's downloading the pictures, and it's going to go ahead and apply this design to this page. Okay, and here it is. So now let's see how the inline editing works. So I can go here and I can literally just start typing. If I wanted to make that bold, you can see this time it actually made it bold. If I want to make this italicized, we got that there. Okay, so this is a testimonial. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's actually working in this testimonial as well, and all the little aspects of it. So if I wanted to change the name, right there, it's working. So here's a headline, here's text. I wonder if it's going to work when on this read more. Yep, it looks like it works on the read more as well. Let's see if we can find some other elements. So this is one of their image boxes. It works here. It works on the title. It's working pretty much everywhere. Okay, let's see if it works on the button. And it's working on the button. I'm actually impressed by that it's actually working on the button as well. And I guess I kind of like how you have the option of putting the text here and also in the places where you're normally accustomed to putting the text before they added the inline editing. You can do that there as well. Well, this is actually very impressive first little test with the inline editing. I've been using it for the last couple of days. I downloaded it on GitHub the same way I showed you how to do it. And I'm very excited for the future of Elementor. Obviously, the momentum's there, but this inline editing makes it ideal for building out engaging content in blog posts. That long form content that Google seems to love. It's just going to make it so much easier just writing it on the page. It's so much more intuitive to do it that way. So anyways, I wanted to show you a bunch of things in this video. I wanted to show you how to get the beta version. I wanted to talk a little bit about Elementor and its inline editing. I also showed you Local by Flywheel, and I let you know in the future I'm going to have a video on that local sync, so you can have this two-way sync of your website. It's great for testing things. Also, Elementor has a pro version that comes with those templates, a ton of new modules. If you don't have it, check out WPCrafter.com/Elementor. I have a course on Elementor, and it's going to be a gift that I give you if you did purchase Elementor, of course. You can go ahead and check that out as well. Hey, let me know what you think about this new inline editing coming to Elementor. I'm excited about it. I'm falling right on into the hype that this is going to be a great tool, and now it's going to make sense to use Elementor for blog posts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.